secret. You want to know the secret? Right? How do you communicate?
Okay.
Right?
Correct.
If you can communicate really well, there's a technique on how you use the hands, how you use your voice tonality. If you can communicate really well, you will 100% guaranteed win anybody who doesn't know how to do that and just use AI. Communication is by far the number one skill. And that time I was still working in a job, 40 hours looking after, I had a big team. I had like 28 people under me, very high level position in Australia. And on the side, I started learning sales. I started closing sales over the phone. 40 hours in my job and 50 hours again closing sales per week. So I was doing 90 hours a week for 18 months straight. I didn't take a day off. I was scared. I was actually scared, yeah. But an incident happened in 2018.
Okay.
It's a very personal incident here. It was in May 2018. My dad visited me in Australia. It was May 2018. And it was a Thursday. I remember very clearly. It was Thursday and he flew back Friday, and Saturday he ended up in ICU. And here's the twist. When I transitioned out in December 2019, I went back in February 2020. Guess what? The world closed down. COVID started. So I started my business in COVID.
During COVID.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Okay.
And I learned the skill of sales. And then I was like, this is good. So then I went to do a competition in Canada. And then by then I closed $1.5 million.
Okay.
Right? I closed $1.5 million. I went to compete in Canada. I won the championship award. Out of 150 countries, 6,000 people, I got number one. Online was the way to go. So what I do today, so I have now clients from 19 different countries. Total accumulated revenue I've generated for all my clients, $10 million. $10 million, multiply that by 300 million baht.
Swadikap, Sat Sri Akal, and Namaste. Today, in our season 2 episode, we have a very special guest who has come all the way from Australia to be here and TSN Talks. He, from a normal IT programmer, has made his way to global sales champion, winning with over 6,500 competitors from over 151 countries. Yes, you're hearing it right now. We have with us Mr. Sukhdev Sethi, or Dev Sethi. Swadikap.
Hello, Swadikap. Yeah, fist pump.
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome to TSN Talks.
Thank you.
And we meet once again. Earlier, we had a talk 3 years before on our ThaiSig News platform. So a big thank you to you for sparing your time and coming here.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure.
So Sukhdev, in our TSN Talks today, we have seen you grow in your field. And I want you to share with our viewers today on what took you to this path of being a global sales champion, and now you are giving lessons everywhere around the globe. Share something about your journey.
Okay. Thank you very much for having me here once again. And this platform is amazing because the aim of actually growing in life is having the desire to grow. So for me, I'm born in Thailand, studied in India, finished ABAC, and then went to Australia with the aim of actually standing on my own feet to make money, give back to my family. So this is my dream. And when I have this dream, the desire comes to actually grow. So if my first encouragement to anybody listening is, if you want to grow, have that desire, find that reason, that goal. If it connects with you, you will grow. That's what I did, right?
They need to bring up that desire in them that I want to become someone or something.
Correct.
Not go with the flow.
Yeah, even when I started, I didn't know what I was doing when I was in school. We went to Hampton Court, then we went to St. George's, then I was like, went to ABAC. I went to all this because everybody was doing, it's fine when you're doing that. But as you grow, you will find clarity. And when you feel that, this is what I want to do, give it a shot. I'm very, very lucky that my parents supported me, and I said, look, I want to go to Australia. I want to actually go out there. I want to do this. I want to do that. I asked for it.
But couldn't that be done in Thailand?
Look, the thing, it could be done, but I just didn't want to be like everybody else. So the thing is, this is a message I want to send to everyone as well. Everybody here wants to grow, but they're very afraid to ask. So I asked my parents, I said, look, I want to go, I want to grow, and they're like, do it. So sometimes all it takes is ask. And sometimes you ask the first time, you don't get. You ask the second time, you keep asking till you get. Why won't you get? You see? So if you have that desire, you will get. So that's what I did. And I went there to study. And the reason I went there to study is I got a scholarship, right?
Okay.
So I went there, I came back, and then I said, look, I want to go back again. And that's when I went to work. And then I just stayed on.
So how from an IT programmer to a global sales champion?
It's a secret. You want to know the secret? Okay, look, again, so like I said, when I went to Australia, it's been 20 years now out there.
20 years, okay.
20 years, time flies. So when I went there, I said, I want to make money for myself.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's what I want to do. Second thing is I want to give back to my family. So I've been giving back here and there, but an incident happened in 2018.
Okay.
It's a very personal incident here. It was in May 2018. My dad visited me in Australia. It was May 2018 and it was a Thursday. I remember very clearly. It was Thursday and he flew back Friday and Saturday he ended up in ICU.
Okay.
And his heart rate went from 80 to 190. He was in ICU and I was like, it was a WTF moment for me. I was like, what the hell's going on? You know? So then I came back. I flew back on Saturday. I visited him in the ICU and in the room I was like, I hope he actually survives. And then I said that, look, I've got so much more to give back. I've got so much more to do. If everything is fine, I will go back and I will do whatever it takes to actually give back. So I came back, he's alive, he's happy. I came back in June 2018. That's when I spoke to my wife.
Okay.
My wife's name is Preeti, right?
Okay.
And at that time I had 2 kids, Saira, Reina, 1.5, 3.5. So I told my wife that I actually want to transition out of my job. But if I transition out of my job and start my own business, how will I survive?
Yeah.
I needed one skill, and that skill is sales. So there is no business without sales.
Correct.
Right? Every business in this world needs clients. So then I spoke to my wife. I'm like, look, I need time. I need 12 months to do this. So I was in a job
To learn.
to learn sales, right?
Yeah.
So Preeti was telling me that you come from a sales background, you come from a business, why do you need to learn sales? I'm like, no, it's very different now. I've been in corporate for like 10, 15 years. I need to transition out and reprogram myself. So then, at that time, I was still working in a job, 40 hours looking after, I had a big team. I had like 28 people under me, very high level position in Australia. And on the side, I started learning sales. I started closing sales over the phone. 40 hours in my job and 50 hours again closing sales per week. So I was doing 90 hours a week for 18 months straight. I didn't take a day off.
Okay.
And I learned the skill of sales. And then I was like, this is good. So then I went to do a competition in Canada. And then by then I closed $1.5 million.
Okay.
Right? I closed $1.5 million. I went to compete in Canada. I won the championship award. Out of 150 countries, 6,000 people, I got number 1.
Okay.
And when I made the money, the commission, now I was like, now I'm ready to quit my role, my job, and start my business.
Okay. My coaching business.
That time, good, I'll come to that. So I started my business. And here's the thing. It was 2019 December when I moved out.
Okay.
And when I moved out 20 December, the first month, January, I took a month off. I said, Preeti, let's go visit family, let's go Bangkok. And then that time I flew to Singapore. There's a company in Singapore that called me and said, hey, come and train my staff.
Okay.
So I went to do that. And then I came back to Australia. I'm like, this is the business I'm going to start. February 2020.
When did it click you? This is the business. After doing the coaching in Singapore,
it clicked me just around maybe November 2019, something like that. I wasn't very sure. I was like, let me just go in full, you know. So
how did you know it would be earning you money?
No.
More than what were you being paid?
It was not about money at that time. It was about my desire to give back to my family.
Okay.
So you know, when you asked me earlier, what does it take? It takes that internal desire. I didn't care about what people said. In fact, a lot of people said, you're in a high-flying job. I'll tell you my job. I had a brand new car every 11 months. The company said, whatever car I could choose. I gave up that. I had a big company. I had a corporate credit card. I had life was amazing, right? And people were like, why are you quitting a job? I'm like, this is what I want to do, right? So it took me that internal desire so strong because the goal to give back to my family, to make money for myself was very strong. And here's the twist. When I transitioned out in December 2019, I went back in February 2020. Guess what? The world closed down. COVID started. So I started my business in COVID.
During COVID.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire. That was exactly what happened. Yeah. It was crazy, man. The first year, if you want to know, I share, the first year was absolutely crazy in business. I was scared. I was actually scared, yeah.
But did you carry on during COVID because everything was online? It was much more easier then.
So when it took a bit of a turn because I didn't expect it.
Okay.
Because when I transitioned out of my job, I said I will do physical events. Because I actually like meeting people in person. You know, I do events, but I had to pivot. So when I went to Singapore, I was doing physical events. I was training people.
Yeah.
And then in February 2020, it happened, and I was like, now what do? I had to pivot online, and I had no clue how to do. I was scared. So then I started taking online coaching lessons.
Right.
Started meeting new people, all on Zoom. And then I was like, this is a brand new world. This is a world that I've never seen before. And I said, there's so much out there. And I did one thing at a time, and then I'm like, let me try this. And that's when it clicked to me, the online world is the world to be in. And that's when I started my coaching.
Online coaching.
Online coaching. It was in, I think...
From physical format to online coaching.
Yeah, because there was no physical format.
Correct.
So I started, I think, when I quit my job, by the time I started my real business, when I was learning again, it was about May, June 2020 by the time I got my first client. So
let's get to what actually you're doing now. That was a brief about how you came into this.
Yeah.
As of now, you're traveling the globe, teaching how to close sales,
Correct.
how to be a good speaker. Correct?
Yeah.
How to do so many things.
Yeah.
What would you like to share with our audience who are in this field of, like you say, online, 90%?
Yes.
Don't meet people physically.
Yes.
For them to make things happen, do they need to be a good speaker or what?
Okay, I'll share with you what I did. Okay?
Yeah.
And it is all about, there's a concept which I'll talk today a lot, is about skill stacking. You got to have not just one skill, you have multiple skills. And I'll share with you what I did, right? So I went online. Online was the way to go. So what I do today, so I have now clients from 19 different countries. Total accumulated revenue I've generated for all my clients is over 100 million baht. Okay, so $10 million. $10 million, multiply that by 300 million baht, right? So that's what I've actually done so far. So what I now do today, so I've got a business in Australia that I help other coaches now how to get clients online. How do they promote themselves online? How do they get clients online? And how do they close the sale? And as of recent, I've also opened a business in Thailand. In Thailand, I help Thai businesses to grow their sales, train their sales team, and eventually help them exit.
Okay.
That's what I do in Thailand. So I've got now a business in Australia, I got a business in Thailand. What you mainly see online is the business in Australia and globally that I help other coaches find clients online.
So you are training the coaches for them to develop their skills in their company.
Correct. So if today someone says that, hey, I want to go online, can I take my knowledge and sell it? I train those people how to do it.
Okay.
That's what I do now.
Some examples over here for our viewers.
So in Thailand, I'll give you an example. That just recently, as of this morning, I had a Thai lady. She's 19 years old.
Okay.
She just turned 20, and she sells her knowledge in AI.
Okay.
She goes to other businesses and she teaches other businesses how to use AI to grow. Now she's like, who's going to buy from me? How can I use my knowledge to actually help them?
To sell.
To grow their business.
Yeah.
I said, look, I'll show you how to take your knowledge, package it up as an online format, run events and close. And just this morning, she told me she ran one event and she made 100,000 baht in one event. One person bought.
After coaching with you.
Correct. And that's one person bought now. Her package was 100,000 baht.
Example, what did you teach her? Can our audiences know, or do they have to pay for it?
No, I'll share with you. So the world of online is actually, it's not just about making a YouTube channel, making a TikTok channel. The world online today is all about information. So the key is now, there's so much information out there that people get lost. Who do I believe? What do I do? Like today, if you go on YouTube, you'll see one channel, you'll go to another channel. After 5-6 hours, you're like, man, I've watched so many videos. I'm more confused.
Yeah.
So what I share with them is take their experience. For example, I'll give you another example. There's a lady who's actually selling finance solutions. She's in the US. She's a Thai lady. Okay. So she's got this 20 years experience. Now she's like, how do I take this knowledge, package it up? So the first step is first you identify what problem you can solve in the market, right? If you don't know the problem, you identify what you're really good at it. So if you have a skill, let's say you have an AI skill, for example, right? You have an AI skill. Now you look at AI, what problem can it solve? You look at the problem, you go find out who in the market has this problem.
Has that problem.
Now you target those people. The problem is people try to target everyone and they sell no one.
Yeah.
So I will show you who to target, how to target, the language to speak. So you target it and the person says, I want what you got. That is called positioning. If you position yourself correctly, you will get high paying clients. Then you make an offer. How do you bundle what you've got? When you position it, you bundle it in a way and you make an offer and then you close the sale. So 3 steps: position, offer, close. This is a system I have which I call premium client system, and that's what I teach now globally.
That is the main thing.
That is the main thing, correct, yeah. So everybody's got knowledge. You sell the knowledge.
Everybody is just trying to, what I see even in my field, we can position ourselves, we can offer it, but difficult to close it.
It actually starts the sale process. Tan, you know this. The sale process starts right from positioning. If you position yourself well, by the time it reaches the close, it gets easier. The problem is people try to do 10 things at one time and then they land nowhere. You start with one, you make an offer, and when you get here in the closing part, there's a way on how you speak. It's a language. It's not just says, here's my stuff, buy.
Okay.
Online language is a different language. So this lady, you asked me for example, this lady, what I taught her is I taught her how to run events online, how to bring people on the event, how to speak in the way that the person says, wow, I want what you got. That's what I showed her. I showed her the language of premium sales. That's what I shared.
This can be used for every business.
Every business can do.
Physical and online.
Physical and online. The only problem is not a lot of people want to teach this.
Not want to teach, or is it maybe they don't know it's something to learn?
There's two things. One is people don't want to teach. One is people don't know how to teach.
Okay.
So there's something.
That is where you are solving the problem with your coaching.
Correct. So there's something like, suppose if I ask you right now, you run this talk show, you now do it like that because it's become an unconscious competence. So unconscious is, like, have you been sometime you're driving a car and you're like, suddenly you're thinking about something and then you reach the destination and you're like, how did I even get there?
Yeah.
That's unconscious behavior.
Okay.
It gets you there. But when you're learning, you're very conscious. Look left, look right, look this, look that.
Correct.
If I take someone who's an expert and take their unconscious expertise, I show them how to make it conscious so they can share the knowledge and teach. This part, not everybody can do. And that is the missing link, how you take an expert knowledge, convert it into a package and sell. This is the most booming business today. Forbes Global has...
This is what you have been doing.
This is what I've been doing.
We've got the point now.
Correct.
Now, since you are here all the way from Australia, some tips that you can share with our viewers.
In what area?
Anything that you're good in that can help the audiences. It can be in public speaking, sales, what should they speak, anything that you can help. We've learned about your history, your road, your path. Now, tips, I think so it will help a lot as they are expecting you to reveal some tips. It can be closing, sales.
Let's do that. Okay. So I think here is in what I want the audience to look at in today's world. AI is there everywhere. The person who will win AI is about stacking your skills. Let me share what this means. There are few skills non-negotiable. Everybody must have. Number one, how do you communicate? Right? If you can communicate really well, there's a technique on how you use the hands, how you use your voice tonality. If you can communicate really well, you will 100% guaranteed win anybody who doesn't know how to do that and just use AI. Communication is by far the number one skill. Number two, sales comes under communication. If you can communicate really well and you can also influence, sales comes under influence. That is sales. Number three, skills. So you're writing this down, right? So communication, sales. Third one is if you're really good at what you do, but nobody knows you. You're the world's best kept secret. So third is marketing. You got to go out there and tell everybody what you're good at. But not only what you're good at, what problem you can solve for them. If you can share with them what problem you can solve for them, what results you can give them, they will come to you, right? So number 1, communication, sales, marketing. Number 4 skills is really how to actually give the best customer experience.
Okay.
So let's say you've closed the sale, people are coming to you, they know, but you cannot give them a good experience. It leaves a sour taste in the mouth. You get a bad review online. One bad review, you're gone.
Correct.
The world today relies on review,
Okay.
right? That's what you need. And number 5 is a skill is how do you keep giving? In the world today, before you take, you give first. Right? Even if you look on content online, if you go on my channels and all, you see if you give first, you will then receive. So these 5 skills, if the audience are listening, you learn these 5 skills. You will be successful in today's world.
Whether you have AI or whatever.
Whether you have AI or not.
So I think the communication is the number 1 main thing over here.
Communication is the number 1.
Some people are difficult to communicate, difficult to speak. Some people are shy.
So look, let me share with you. There's a stat, okay? You can Google this.
This communication, you mean, is a physical format or on a telephone format? Everybody is in a world of sales.
You're correct. So communication is many formats. So in fact, a lot of people say, oh, I'm an extrovert, I'm better communicator, I'm introvert, I'm not as good. It's not true. If you go online, there is a research done very well. If you are an introvert, if you look at all the top CEOs, all the top entrepreneurs, majority of them, by far, 75% plus are introverts. Communication is a skill on how you actually share your idea, right? So even if you take an introvert, when they're with their friends, they're actually talking really well.
Yeah.
The thing that stops people from communicating well is one thing, which I've realized, is they care a lot about what people will think.
Correct.
If you stop caring about what people will think and you listen to your dream, coming back to my first point, if you got a dream, you got a desire, you listen to that, it will happen. So you don't worry about what people are thinking. So I don't worry about.
Basically, the obstacle is what will people think? How am I speaking? How am I looking?
Yes. And that internally is the biggest thing that holds people back. And that is a mindset aspect. They worry a lot. Even I used to worry a lot. I know this because I used to be that person. I'm no longer that, right? So if you worry a lot about what other people think, your communication won't be as good. You will stop yourself. You'll be shy. You won't get out there. And you'll just be where you are.
So those are some tips for all of us who are watching to improve your communication skills so that you can be better at whatever you do. Apart from that,
yes,
in this line, since you have studied before becoming whatever you are doing, you're good at it, do you also need to improve yourself on a yearly basis, or this can be used throughout?
No. If today you stand still, let's say you're standing still and the world is moving, you're already behind.
So what do you do then? How do you improve yourself?
So I read a lot of books. I read books. I love reading books. I never used to read books. Okay? I did not like reading books. Right? But when I was in school, we used to read like Sidney Sheldon, Hardy Boys and all that, you know. But when I come into, I read non-fiction books, right? I read books. That's number 1. Number 2, when I watch YouTube videos, I watch non-fiction stuff on YouTube, right? It might take the first 30 days, 60 days. You're like, what am I doing? I don't get it. But if you allow yourself to go through that learning process, you will grow. So what I did was I allowed myself to go through that learning process. Even till today, when I talk to my kids also, they also read books. They speak with me like a public speaking thing. So it's a skill you got to improve. I learn every day. I've got mentors that I pay, invest in myself to teach me as well. I fly over the world to go visit people that will teach me stuff.
Okay, correct.
Because
it's still a learning process.
It is a learning process. And the phrase I like to use is, every master was once a disaster.
Oh, a disaster. I thought a disciple.
A disaster. So I was not good at something. I had to learn to become great at it. And when I become great, every level, there is a new devil.
Every level, a new devil.
So I have to overcome that new devil. What is that devil? The fear kicks in. The mindset kicks in. So to answer your question, I am constantly learning, upgrading, because the biggest asset is my mind. The biggest asset is me. If I don't invest in me, then who will invest in me? I invest in myself. So that's to answer your question.
Let's summarize what you said about all this before we cut into some short reels of Q&A in Thai language
Sure.
to our audiences. Can you just communicate, just summarize, like, what should they know best to improve themselves
Okay.
in whatever field they are?
Yeah. So I think the number one thing to improve yourself is just roll up your sleeve and just do the work. The thing that I want to share with everyone here is be willing to be bad at something so you can figure out how to be good at it.
Okay.
And you cannot be good at it if you don't first do stuff.
If you don't mess it up.
If you don't do it when you first start anything, you will be terrible. Allow yourself to be terrible at it so you now know how to be great at it. That's one thing. If you do that, people will be success in everything they want to do.
Okay.
That's my takeaway for everyone.
Okay. Now it's time for some of our quick question and answers in Thai language.
Okay.
We might be needing it for our Thai audiences also. So
You don't want to wrap this
okay, before we wrap
conclusion?
So we'll wrap it just now for the English segment, then we'll do the segment. So let's come to the conclusion of the English segment first. Nah? Okay. So Sukhdev, thank you for being here, and it's been a very good experience for me as a mentor. When I started my first podcast, it wasn't called podcast at that time, or interview session on Thai Sig News. So to let our audiences know, he was my first mentor whom I had to call to teach me on how to do public speaking. I've never come on a camera, all thanks to him, which had made it possible. You see me wearing white shirt and red turban is not my style of wearing, it's him. Always wear red turban with a white shirt. So it all goes back to him. So to summarize our talks today, what would you like to wish our viewers at home?
So look, I wish everybody all the best, right? If you have a dream, go for it, because it is your dream and your dream will bring you success. So if you have a dream, go for it. Wish you all the best.